Good morning, everyone from Asia, and for those in the United States, we hope you're having a great night so far. We are now live for the One on TNT One post-event interviews with our One Championship superstars. We are now joined by Oumar, Kane, and all other interviews and athletes' timings are up on screen. Kindly note that we've switched up the format for these post-event interviews interview session. To ask questions, please raise your hands and you will be unmuted when I call your name and publication to ask the question. Due to time constraints, we would like to restrict to one question per media and circle back if time permits. So now we have Africa's MMA pride, Oumar Kane, with us. He just won against Patrick Smith via TKO in round 1. Congratulations, Reug Reug.
Thank you. Thank you.
We have some questions from the media, and I would like to open up the floor. The first question is from Dylan Bowker from My MMA News.
Hey there, Reug Reug. Appreciate you making some time here. I'm just kind of curious because there was the last minute opponent switch here for you, but it seemed like you maintained the composure and just smashed your way to that 3-0 record now. So how do you feel? Is there a certain level of relief just with the last minute nature of the opponent switch?
Can I translate the question?
Yes, please.
Ok. Oumar, nee na combat bi mu ngi bëgg a commencer. Est-ce que jamono ji loo yëg ci sa yaram noo koy waajale?
Waaw, nice. ñu ngi koy waajal. Combat bi passé wala?
Bii ngay waaj ni.
Bi may waaj ni le 29.
Bu tey bi wala?
Bu tey ba? Bi ma fight sànq.
Waaw.
Nu ma ko waajee quoi.
Waaw.
Waaw waaj maa ngi avant tout dañuy sant yàlla bu baax a baax. Di santaat yàlla bu baax a baax di nuyu Sénégal yëpp.
I thank God and I thank people from Senegal.
Yeah, wax leen ñaari excès bu baax a baax. Combat bi waaj nañ ko Dubai nañ ko waajee di nuyu sama waa salle bi yëpp.
I have prepared the fight in Dubai and I thank people from Dubai.
Yeah, après sama coach yu Sénégal ñëw ñu waaj ko tamit foofu si Dubai.
All right. People came from Senegal and we prepared everything in Dubai.
Di nuyu Leyti sama manager ak Kedo sama manager.
Okay. I thank also Leyti and keneen ki?
Kedo,
yeah.
maa ngi gërëm tamit sama coach muy Niass.
I thank also my coach Niass.
Yeah.
Thank you. Next question from Jay Anderson of Cage Side Press. Okay, please.
Thanks very much. And congratulations on the victory tonight. Just give us your thoughts on the performance and whether you would like to get the fight with Bargy back that was canceled tonight. Are you still interested in fighting him later on?
I don't get the question. Please, you can repeat the question.
I'm just wondering if he'd still like to fight his previous opponent and his thoughts on his performance tonight.
Okay. Nena, no gisee sa combat bi nga commencé ak li nga def tey.
Waaw, this is sant yàlla rek ñu xam mën nañ lu ëpp loolu.
We can do something better than what we have done today.
Yeah, mën nañ lu ëpp loolu. Mais lépp mën nañ lu ëpp loolu.
Yeah. We can do better.
Mais xam nga ñun ay xale nañ dañuy liggéey
But we
rek.
have that in the opening, yeah.
Yeah, li ma entraîné ëpp na li ma def.
Okay, I have prepared the fight rather than what we have seen on the fight this night.
Yeah.
And
thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
The next question is from Leon Jennings from Asian Persuasion MMA. Leon, please.
Hi, congratulations, great performance.
Thank you.
Going into this fight, we probably thought the advantage in striking would have gone to your opponent coming from a kickboxing background. You dominated the fight on the feet. How happy are you with your striking performance? And was that the plan to beat him at his own strength?
Day da nga jàpp waa ji yaa ko dominé. Ci commencement bi. Est-ce que loo doon waaj la?
Waaw, xam nga tey jii mooy li may wax rek.
Yes, of course, yes.
Waaw. Bro, xoolal nga bàyyi ba ma wax question bi yëpp après nga wax ko.
Okay.
Yeah, mooy gën. Combat bi niñ ko waajee mooy maanaam tey jii ñun dañuy wàcc bépp plan. Tey jii boo xoolee Mehdi Bari laa waroon a xeexal mu des 24 heures Mehdi Bari échec am corona ñu indil ma keneen mooy leen kun ma jox baax na man naa fight wane li ma man wane li ma gëm lu nekk ci man wane tamit sañ-sañ bu nekk ci man.
Okay, I have prepared to meet Mehdi Bari. That's right.
Yeah.
And Mehdi Bari been tested positive to the corona, and I accepted to fight with anyone I have in front of me, and I'm ready. I'm ready to fight. I'm here for that. Then that was the.
Thank you so much. Our next question is from Ivan Stewart from Dugout, Philippines.
Dugout, Philippines. Moy laaj bi.
Okay.
Good. Thank you very much, Dami. Wait. Good morning, Oumar. Okay. I think you said after the fight, I think you called out Brandon Vera. So, assuming he beats Arjan Buller, is he next?
Can you repeat the question? I don't get the last part of it. Yeah.
All right. He just called out Brandon Vera after the fight. So, assuming Brandon beats Arjan in their own fight, is he next? Is Brandon next?
Est-ce que, par exemple, bu combat bi jeexee, da nga woo waa ji, est-ce que Brandon mooy la prochaine personne bi nekk sa kanam? Mooy Brandon wala? Parce que nee na
ku ñëw baax na. Ñun dañuy fight rek ay fighter na ñun amuñu kenn ku ñu tiit. Amuñu kenn ku ñu ragal. Kun ñu jox rek ñu fight ak moom ñun I don't care lo ci côté boobu.
Okay, thank you. I don't care about the person in front of me. I accept any fighter. The next can be anyone. I have no problem with the fighter. I can meet anyone you put in front of me. I have no mind, and I don't care about the athlete in front of me, and I am ready to meet to fight against any athlete in this arena.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question from Jude Grisos of Overtime Heroics MMA. Jude, please.
Yeah, hey Oumar, congratulations on your win. Sorry for the noise,
Thank
background
you.
noise.
Merci beaucoup. Thank you.
My question is, although Schmid had an MMA background, he was preparing for a kickboxing match for this card. Did the late minute change of opponent made you feel that you had a more advantage coming to this fight?
nee na par exemple combat bi nga xam ne dafa changé ci dernière minute yi. Est-ce que amul lu mu soppi ci yow est-ce que du nekkul woon avantage ci yow.
Non amul leen lu mu sotti si man ndax mooy lu ma wax sànq rek man kun ma boole rek bu doonoon benn jour man dama fight ak moom ndax li nekk si man la.
Okay. I can there is no matter about the fact that we changed the fighter in front of me. There is no problem about that. I can fight with anyone you have in front of me. That's why it doesn't matter for me. Yes, I can fight against anyone, and I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that.
Thank you so much. We have a follow-up question from Leon Jennings from Asian Persuasion MMA.
If you said you'll fight anyone, when would you like to fight next? Ideally, how soon?
Okay, nee na pare nga pour bëre ku ne. Léegi kañ nga bëgg a bëre kii ñëw ki nekk sa kanam bo kan lay doon.
Le 29 bi avril bi pare na.
Okay. I'm ready for the 29th of April.
April bi pare na.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Bu doona tamit semaine bi di ñëw pare na.
If it is the next week, I'm ready now.
Man bu tey jii bu di fight maanaam ay 2 mois 3 mois man bu ma sañoon chaque 2 semaines ma fight. Chaque 2 semaines.
I don't want to wait for 2 weeks or 3 weeks to have the next fight in front of me. If it was
2 weeks.
2 weeks. In my aim, I would fight every 2 weeks. If I can get a fight every 2 weeks, I will be ready for that.
Yeah.
I don't want to wait for 2 months before the next fight.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm ready for every 2 months for a fight. Yeah.
Love it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Leon. A follow-up question from Dylan Balka, my MMA News.
Dylan, mooy laaj question bi.
Okay.
I'm just wondering for Reug Reug in this fight, just with TNT being such a prominent platform in North America, what did it mean to him to get to showcase his brand of Senegalese wrestling to a brand new set of fans checking things out for the first time?
Okay. Nee na par exemple one TNT bi nga xam ne moom nga dugg. Noo ci gisee sa bopp yow mi jógee Sénégal ñëw ci bëre boo xam ne bokkul ak bëre bi par exemple.
Waa xanaa kontaan ndax one championship ligue bu mag la boo xam ne tey adduna ñëpp ko xam. Partout le monde ñëpp ko xam. Kon kontaan la man ma nekk si di si fight. Fierté la.
Okay. It is I'm very proud to represent Senegal in the One Championship program, and I'm glad to be part of that this competition, which is known everywhere in the world, compared to the wrestling in Senegal, which is unknown to the whole world. Yeah.
Thanks for the time, guys.
Merci. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the questions. That is all for today. Thank you so much, Oumar, for joining us. Congratulations again on your victory.
Thank you.
Have a safe rest.
Thank you.
Dear members of the media, for those who are just tuning in, we are now live at the One on TNT post-event interview session. After this, we have Raimond Magomedaliev joining us. Just a gentle reminder to ask questions. Kindly raise your hands and we will call your name to ask the question. Thank you so much. We'll be back again shortly. With us now is Raimond Magomedaliev. Hi, Raimond. Congratulations on your win. Thank you for joining us. Sorry, we're waiting for the translator as well to unmute.
Later, unmute myself.
Здравствуйте, Raimond. Hi, Tammy.
Hello.
Yeah, so we can start. Could you please repeat?
Yes, we have some media joining us today, and we're going to open up the Q&A right now. The first question is from Leon Jennings from Asian Persuasion MMA.
Hi, congratulations.
Later.
How confident were you the decision was going to go your way at the end?
Поздравляю вас с боем. Насколько вы были уверены, что в конце поднимет именно вашу руку?
Спасибо за поздравления. Бой сложился чуть тяжело из-за этой акклиматизации. Устал, забился в первом раунде. После 2 раундов секундант сказал, что я забрал 2 раунда, и в 3-м раунде я уже чуть по экономии работал, и знал, что веду 2 раунда, и оставлял силу на концовку. Ну, был уверен, да, что выиграл этот бой. Чуть были сомнения, потому что чуть голова как в тумане была, душа слишком истощенный был. В принципе, сомнений не было такого, потому что ничем меня особо не удивил. Я думал, чуть тяжело будет в борьбе. В принципе, не особо тяжело тоже было. И то на этом фоне усталость.
Well, to be frank with you, it wasn't a good fight for me because, as I mentioned, I was going through the acclimatization and it wasn't easy to me. And also, during the fight, I had my own doubts, but my corner man told me that the first and second round I won, so I it made me more confident to go to the 3rd round and finish up and do all what I can do. And he didn't surprise me as well during the fight. I would say that I was expecting some more more attacks, more wrestling, but he didn't surprise me in that sense. So I'm happy that I won.
Cool.
Thank you, Leon. The next question is from Conan Altatis of Conan Daily. Conan, please.
Hey, Raymond. Which one was more difficult with your fight with Tyler today? Was it standing up or on the ground?
Что было больше всего тяжелее в бою? В стойке либо с ним драться, либо именно вот в грэпплинге?
Тяжелее всего мне было драться с самим собой, с акклиматизацией целой. А так никаких проблем. Я даже не показал сегодня 30% того, что я могу показать.
I'll tell you that the hardest part that I faced today is to fight myself. It was really hard to go through this acclimatization. I didn't even show even 30% of what I can do. So I think that's what I feel right now.
Just to follow up on that, what do you think went wrong? Why were you not able to do what you plan to do 100%?
По твоему мнению, что пошло не так, что ты не смог вложиться на все 100%, как ты говоришь?
Я же его уже сказал. Акклиматизация, да, вот почему. Я все видел в бою. Я все видел, все чувствовал. В голове у меня были заготовки. Я мог бы, и я так думаю, что финишировать в первом раунде. Но мое физическое состояние, мои кондиции не позволили мне сделать того, что я хотел сделать.
Well, as I said, right, it's because of my acclimatization. In my head, I had my plan, and I was very confident to finish him in the first round. But because of my physical and conditioning, it was really hard to me to do according to my plan.
All right. Still, you won anyway, so congratulations, Raimond. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Conan. Our next question is from Dylan Bowker of My MMA News. Dylan, please.
Hey there. It just seemed like with this fight, there was, you know, the real efficiency with some of the clinch positions and integrating knees and elbows, but just a real grueling kind of battle also with the grappling exchanges. Was that how that Raimond had seen the bout playing out? Was that kind of in the game plan?
Было очень много ударов локтями и в стойке тоже очень много было скажем так, сражений, да, и в грэпплинге тоже. Было ли это именно вот этим вашим планом во время боя?
Я вообще люблю драться в стойке. Сам я практически никогда не лезу в борьбу. Если только оппонент сам предлагает борьбу, я борюсь. А так, я люблю драться в стойке. Зрителям это нравится. Это намного зрелищнее. Вот. Мог бы подраться намного лучше, потому что столько дыр я видел в обороне соперника, но получилось то, что получилось.
Well, I'm a fighter who likes to fight on the standing position, right? So I don't really go for grappling, and unless my opponent tries to go in, but and as well, of course, I will defend myself in that sense. And I saw a lot of loopholes in the fight with Tyler, but this is what happened, and it's all as you guys saw during the fight. It didn't go well as according to my plan.
Thanks for the time, guys.
Thank you. Now we have a follow-up question from Leon Jennings from Asian Persuasion MMA. Leon, please.
With a win tonight against the former title challenger, you put yourself in a strong position to challenge for the title. Abasov wants to go up to middleweight though to challenge the Reader for the middleweight title. Would you consider a #1 contender fight with your fellow Russian Abduliev?
В этом бою ты поставил себя в очень такую серьезную позицию в рейтинге, и вот вы, как ты знаешь, Абасов собирается драться на вес выше. Ставишь ли ты себя, как сказать, следующим претендентом на пояс?
Желаю Кимрану удачи в предстоящем бою. Надеюсь, он одержит победу. И если организация решит нужным выставить меня на титульный бой, я буду рад. И это будет плюсом для меня, то, что я дерусь с чемпионом в моем весе, который победил чемпиона весом выше.
First of all, I would say good luck to Kimran Abasov on his upcoming fight in the middleweight division. But then, yeah, if the organization decides to put that fight, I will be very much happy to do that.
Cool. Do you want to ask one more question as well? Did you see the Eddie Alvarez Yuri Lapicus fight? And if so, what was your thoughts on the controversial finish?
Смотрел ли ты бой Эдди Альвареза, и какое твое мнение насчет этого боя?
Я весь бой не смотрел, я вот как приехал, я увидел этот фрагмент, из-за которого его дисквалифицировали, да, и я считаю, что это несправедливо по отношению к Альварезу, потому что он был в позиции лицом к лицу к соперникам, он отключил его ноги, и они, получается, были лицом к лицу, и он наносил удары, а соперник сам отворачивал голову, то есть его вины в этом нет. И, то есть, я думаю, должны были давать предупреждение сопернику, то, что он подставляет затылок. Я думаю, это несправедливо.
Well, I couldn't watch the fight fully, but I just watched one of the fragments of the fight. I would say it wasn't fair against Alvarez because they were standing face to face. They were facing each other, but then he was punching it and he was throwing the punches. But then the opponent himself just putting his back of the head, and the referee could have warned him, but he didn't do so. So in my opinion, it wasn't fair against Alvarez.
Cool.
Thank you so much, Leon. We have one question here from Luisa Moraes of Star Philippines. Raimond, do you have any plans to change weight classes after this fight?
После этого боя есть ли какой-то план поменять свой стиль тренировок? Извиняюсь, добавлю. После этого боя есть ли план у вас поменять свою весовую категорию?
Нет, в принципе, я чувствую себя комфортно в этой весовой категории. Я практически не гоняю вес. То есть у меня свой вес в тренировочном лагере составляет 85-86 килограммов. Когда я уже приезжаю сюда, я здесь практически делаю одну тренировку, и у меня за пару дней уже вес бывает 83-84. Я вот уже второй раз на взвешивании показываю 83 килограмма, то есть вообще даже не гоняя вес. Меня устраивает.
I think I don't have any plans to do that because my walking weight it's 85, and then when I arrived for my fight, I cut my weight for 2 or 3 kg, which is really easy to me, and I never had any problems of cutting weight, so I'm very comfortable in this weight division.
Just one follow-up question. He mentioned he wants a rematch with James Nakashima. Does he want to fight James next, or does he think he is ready to challenge for the title?
Еще один вопрос. Вы говорили, что вы хотите драться против Джеймса Накашима как реванш. Вот именно вы бы хотели следующий бой видеть его или бы же за титул?
Знаете, в перспективе для меня будет лучше подраться за титул, но, так сказать, мои амбиции, наверное, хотят, чтобы я подрался с Джеймсом Накашима. Но судя по картине того, что происходит, Джеймс Накашима последние 2 боя своих проиграл. И для меня это как позиции продвижения вверх. То есть, я останусь на своем же месте. Просто я удовлетворю свое эго, если подерусь с ним и выиграю его. Но он тоже спустился вниз, как я знаю. Последний бой он дрался на весовую категорию ниже. Не знаю, если хочется с ним подраться, если он выиграет 1 бой, 1-2 боя, я с радостью с ним подерусь.
Well, if you look at the overall picture, of course I want to fight. I mean, it's logical, and there is a perspective there for me to fight for the title. But then, my ambitious, my ego inside says that you have to fight James Nakashima. But I heard that. I mean, if you look at his records, he lost the last 2 fights, and then I think recently he fought with a lower the weight division. So I think we'll see. Again, as I said, my ambitions want it, but logically, it's better for me to fight for a title division.
Thank you so much, Raimond. One last question before we let you go from Ivan Stewart of Dugout Philippines. Ivan, please.
Okay, good. It's already afternoon. Good afternoon, Raimond. Okay. Let's talk about the DJ Adriano fight and even the entire card in general. Were you surprised with the outcome of the Moraes DJ fight? And what can you say about the one championship players defeating the former UFC veterans in general?
Смотрел ли ты бой диджея и его соперника? Какое мнение по этому бою?
Тоже бой весь не смотрел, видел вот этот фрагмент в Инстаграме. Жалко, да, не хотелось бы, чтобы он проигрывал. Человек, можно сказать, легенда в этом виде спорта. Очень жалко стало, грустно, то, что он проиграл. Мне кажется, он просто еще не адаптировался к этим планам, к этим правилам в UFC, то, что можно бить коленом в партере, как-то не среагировал вовремя, чтобы пропустил этот удар. Жалко.
Again, I couldn't watch it the fight itself, but I watched the fragment in Instagram. It's sad. It's sad for me. It's sad because he's a legend for me. He with a great history in martial arts. But I think that what was difficult for him is to still adapt to the one championship rules. In the clinch, you can punch with the knees. So in UFC, you can't do that. I think it was the adaptation period for the DJ that was hard. But yeah, I'm sad. And very disappointing for me.
All right. But how about in general, like one players defeating the former UFC veterans?
So sorry, could you please repeat?
How about the fact that the one championship players defeated the former UFC veterans in general?
Как насчет того, что есть что вы думаете, что смотрите, боец One FC побил бойца UFC в целом?
Что я могу подумать? One UFC – это организация мирового уровня. Я думаю, она практически как UFC на Западе номер один, One UFC на Востоке номер один. И обе конкурентные организации, то есть ничего такого прям удивительного в этом не увидел, то, что как бы чемпион. Просто жалко, что проиграл Машонок. Ну а так, One UFC – это организация, я думаю, она и с UFC в скором времени поспорит на мировом уровне за лидерство.
Well, I would say that it doesn't really matter. I mean, for me, UFC and One FC, but like one of them is a leader in the East, the second is in the West. But I think that One FC is a very kind of a very serious and international level. And again, it is of course disappointing for me that DJ lost, but I don't see any issue in that, in the difference.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ivan. And thanks so much, Raimond, for joining us. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Congratulations again.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Dear members of the media, we spoke with Oumar, Kane, and Raimond Magomedaliev earlier, and now we will be joined by Eddie Alvarez, the Underground King, shortly to talk about his bout. So please stay with us while we get Eddie to join us. Thank you. We are now joined by Eddie Alvarez, the Underground King. Hi, Eddie. Thanks for joining us for this post-fight interviews. We hope you're feeling better. We have some media here with questions, so we'll get right into it. The first question is from Nick Atkin from South China Morning Post. Nick, please go ahead.
Hey, Eddie. I know that was really frustrating experience to go through. You seemed very emotional after the fight. How are you feeling now? You've had a bit of time to just reflect on it. Just what are you going through at the moment?
I went back to my room and I was able to watch the clip of the fight and see everything, and it was a bad call on the referee's side. The American media is in an uproar right now. And so are the American fans. And I'm going to respectfully ask them to look back at the video and reverse their call.
You seemed very upset as well. You wanted Yuri just to be safe and everything, but if he is fine, would you like to run this fight back as soon as possible?
All that matters is Yuri's safety. That's it right now. That he's gonna be okay. When I go back, I mean, I'm inside the cage, so emotions run high, and the referee, people make bad decisions when emotions run high, and I think I think it was a bad call, and I'm mixed emotions right now.
And after such a long time out, would you like to just get back in the circle, in the cage, as quickly as possible? Is there a chance you could maybe fight on TNT 4 if there was an opponent, the right opponent?
The right opponent. Yeah, I feel like I just won the fight. I just beat the number 2 guy, and they give me a loss. You know what I mean? So I don't know how to feel right now.
Well, thank you very much, Eddie.
Thank you, Nick. Our next question is from Jesse Holland of MMA Mania. Jesse, please. Sorry, I think Jesse?
Yeah, I'm here.
Sorry. Please proceed with your question.
Hey, Eddie, obviously not the result you were looking for tonight, but at age 37, I have to say you probably looked as good as you've ever looked inside the cage. Physically, you looked like you were dialed in. Can you talk a little bit about how you felt coming into this fight in your camp and where you're at in terms of, are you still in your prime, or you think you've got a couple more years left?
Yeah, I think you guys, you guys are fascinated with my age. I'm not. I started the sport when I was 19 years old. I'm almost 2 decades in, and I'm learning new stuff every day. I still love it. I still infatuated with it. I don't have the same feeling toward it that I had when I was 19, but that's normal. It's natural. I'm still evolving, still getting better, and still putting on performances and beating the top guys in the world. I wish people would stop asking me about retirement and my age and all this other stuff. I'm a young 37, and I've been ranked top 5 in the world since I was 20 years old, and I'm still ranked top 5 in the world. So,
well, I think to be fair, Eddie, it keeps coming up because you don't typically see athletes at this stage of their career perform the way you do. So it's certainly. Tonight you looked as good as you've ever looked. So can we expect to see you back in the cage pretty shortly?
Yeah. I mean, I just want to sit down and talk to Juan. I just want to make sure they correct this. You know, it's not right. What happened was not right. And after looking at the tape and after seeing the outpouring of media that's basically saying that something went wrong in there today on the judging side, I just got mixed emotions about everything.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jesse. Next question from Damon Martin of MMA Fighting.
Hey, Eddie, unfortunate circumstances tonight, obviously. I'm curious, we've seen instant replay become a part of fights, you know, more recently where we're able to see decisions change in the moment. Do you kind of wish that had been the case tonight? And do you have confidence? We have seen Chatri, you know, make those decisions before. Do you have confidence that this will be overturned?
I don't see how it's not overturned. I don't discredit anyone or, you know, based on what happens inside that cage, referee, judging, all that. I mean, it's high emotions and you have to make decisions based on a split second. And I think the replay and after, you know, everybody goes back and looks, it'll see everything was done righteously and I won fair and square. And I'm not trying to, you know, anger anyone or you know, or climb up any, you know, any trees or, you know, I just I won tonight, you know, I won. And I just hope that they go back and look at it and they reverse the decision. I've made bad decisions in my past and I'll be a man and step up and say, you know, that it was wrong. But tonight I won. And I think the American media and a lot of media know that I did and are pissed off about it. And I have mixed emotions. Damon, I respect you. I've always respected you. What do you think and feel? And I'll even respect you if you tell me we don't have the same opinion. But I'd love to know how you feel.
I don't think it was illegal shots. Rewatching the replay, personally, at worst, call it a no contest if he can't continue. But I didn't think they were illegal shots. You don't think they were illegal? I don't think they were illegal. I don't think they were illegal shots. I think they were legal shots. When you watch the replay, I thought you hit him on the ear. He turned his head, and that's when it ended. And
on the glove as well, the ear and the glove.
Yeah, so I thought they were completely legal shots.
Yeah. So you, along with hundreds of other media right now in America, are saying the same thing. So you can imagine how I feel. I'm being told that I not only not won, but I lost the fight, and that you know, it's frustrating.
I know this is a really hard question to answer, but I'm going to ask it anyways, Eddie. You know, considering that you do feel you won the fight, and I know somebody asked earlier about maybe running it back with Yuri, but considering the way, you know, it finished, if they do reverse this, do you think that in a perfect world you should just move on and fight the winner of next week's fight between the champion and Timofey Nastyukhin? Would that be kind of the perfect scenario?
That's all that's what I'm here for, right? I'm here to make history. I said it in the beginning when I joined One Championship. I'm here to make history. That's what I'm here for. Let me make my history. You know, these opponents are getting larger. Every time I come back, they're getting larger and larger. They're getting bigger and bigger. I don't even belong in this weight class. I'm fighting guys double my size. Give me the champion. Give me the champion.
Thank you, Eddie.
Thank you, Damon. The next question is from Jay Anderson of Cage Side Press. Jay, please.
Hey, you able to hear me?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Thanks very much for your time tonight. I know it's difficult circumstances. I just want to ask a follow-up to something Damon mentioned about the no contest. There seemed to be some confusion on the broadcast about that. They actually, at one point, said despite the DQ, it would be a no contest. Did they tell you from the outset it was a loss, or did something change when they were speaking to you?
The referee came to me. He said, "Don't worry, take a deep breath. I'll take care of it." Like basically saying, it's not gonna be, nothing funny is gonna happen here. And I said, okay, because I said no problem. I was in the heat of the moment, so was he. But he assured me that everything's gonna be okay. But whoever made that call, it was a bad call. And that's fine. That's totally fine. People make bad calls all the time in sports. Emotions run high and fights are split seconds. Literally, you have split seconds to make a decision. No problem. Let's just, let's do the right thing. Let's do the right thing. That's it.
All right. Thanks very much, Eddie.
Thank you, Jay. Leon Jennings from Asian Precision MMA with the next question, please.
I'm just wondering if you've spoken to Chatri or anyone else that won championship since the fight.
I gave Chatri a hug after. I was emotional, and seeing Yuri go on the stretcher, right away I visualized myself. It's hard for me not to. My opponent we're in there together. There's not him and I. We're in there together, and we're creating a show for the fans watching. But when the show is over, these fighters need to go back home to their families. And I got 4 kids at home, and I got a wife. I don't know who Yuri has at home, but he has someone at home, hoping he gets home safe. So it's hard for me not to see him and think about myself. So that's all that matters right now. Is that Yuri's okay, and that he's going to be okay, and that everybody can live on to fight another day.
Cool.
Thank you so much, Leon. Next question is from Dylan Balcom, My MMA News. Dylan, please.
Hey there, Eddie. I appreciate the time. I'm just kind of curious because earlier in the scrum here, you were talking about how there's still that commensurate passion for fighting, like when you started versus now, but also the feeling is different. How would you say the feeling differs when you started versus where you're at now?
It's a relationship. I met my wife when I was 15 years old. And you have butterflies. You want to talk to them every day. You want to hang out with them 24/7. You can't get enough of them. And then, you get married, and I still love my wife. She's still my best friend, but you don't have the butterflies anymore. And I tell everyone that was my relationship with fighting. I had butterflies. I couldn't get enough of it. I obsessed about it. Did it day, night, afternoon. I wouldn't stop. And then after a while, you got to understand that you love this thing, because all them feelings, them new feelings, they all fade. And then the only people who stick around are people who really love it. Really love it. They look at it in a deeper meaning than just punches and kicks. And that's what I did. I married the sport of fighting, and I married it, and I committed to it, and I loved it. Even when I didn't have butterflies anymore about it.
Thanks for the time, Eddie.
Thank you, Dylan. Next question from Conan Altatis of Conan Daily. Conan, please.
Hi, Eddie. I'm just curious. Could you please tell us what was the game plan before you entered the cage today?
You guys pretty much seen it. The game plan was to get Yuri to the floor and dominate him on the floor. And when he wasn't on the mat, feint takedowns and go for punches. So I was going to establish my takedown, establish my dominance on the ground, and then if we did go up to the feet, I was going to fake the takedowns and go for the punches. And I was just going to keep mixing it up just like that until he got tired and quit. And I felt like I was in the zone today. I felt like I prepared. for a long, long time. I got a lot of bouts canceled. I got 2 bouts canceled that were pushed back because of a number of reasons. Because of Corona with one championship. So my bouts were pushed back and pushed back again. And now I went on a 1.5 years not fighting. So, the game plan went according to plan, and I put in a lot of camps. This wasn't one camp. This was 3 camps where I was getting my fight canceled. So I was prepared. I was more prepared than ever.
Okay. MMA fans and experts are now having a debate about the disqualification. What is your message to the MMA community as a whole?
Just be honest. That's all. I don't care what people's opinions are as long as they're honest. If you think it was a DQ, go online and say I should be DQ'd. Go online, voice your opinion. Your opinion matters. And if you don't think it was, go online, please, and let people know what happened today. Either way, I'm not mad at either person. I just want the truth. I just want whatever's honest, I'll take that. That's all I want. And I don't want a handout. I don't want a freebie. I want the truth. So.
Last question, please. I'm sure you checked on Yuri. Could you please give us the latest update on him?
I won the fight, fair and square. I won the fight. It should DQ. It was a mistake. Whoever made the final decision made a mistake, and I'm going to respectfully try to get it reversed. That's all. And I don't want to get in a fight with anyone. I don't want to be mad at anyone. I want everything to go back and get looked at, and the truth. That's it. I just want the truth.
Thanks, Eddie.
What do you think? What do you think personally?
I'm not an expert, so I just respect whatever the experts say.
Okay.
There was a good discussion between Mitch Chilson and Rich Franklin, actually.
And what did they say?
They're kind of split about, but one thing they agree on is about the intent of the fighter, and I'm sure you agree that it wasn't really your intention to hit the back of the head of Yuri.
No, that was completely clear.
Yeah,
that's without question.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's what matters.
The shots themselves, they're just. I really hope someone goes back and looks, because to take a loss when I should have won is very frustrating.
Okay. Thanks, Eddie.
Thank you, Conan. Our next question is from James Barceloni of Miami Herald. James, please.
Okay, I think I got unmuted. Can you hear me okay, Eddie?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right, thank you. Hey, listen, just with all this and everything going on, and it's so tough to do it right after a fight, are you and your team going to get together and tomorrow or sometime this week and just try to get with one of the one championship higher ups and just try to do something with this whole thing tonight? And whether it's getting this reversed or running it back?
We're already on it. We're already texting and trying to.
All right, Eddie.
Trying to get this reversed. What do you think?
No. I think earlier someone said like no contest, and run the fight back. Do the fight again. Let's just do it again. No contest. But that's just my opinion. It's just one person's opinion, and then just go from there. Because you got the cloud. Let's get rid of the cloud. But hey, man, just thank you for being here after all this. Thanks for answering all these things, man, and just keep doing your thing. All right.
Thank you.
All right, man. Thank you all.
We have 2 more questions before we let you go, Eddie. Andrew Fagley, can you please ask your question? Thank you.
Eddie, you fought at a high level. Andrew Fagley from the Nightline Sports Network, by the way. You fought at a really high level for a really long time in multiple organizations. Have you ever had anything like this happen before? And were you surprised? Did you get any verbal warning from the referee at all that something crazy was going on like that?
The referee said, "Watch the back of the head." And I said, "Okay, no problem." He said, "Watch the back of the head." But the punches I were throwing, one were hitting him in the hand. Some of them were hitting him in the neck. And then most of them were hitting him in the hand and then on the ear. And I was putting them in. So the punches were legal. It was a bad decision, and that's fine. I'm totally fine with a bad decision. Just let's look at it back. Let's reverse it and not, it was done kind of rash. It was done really rash. And I just think if we make it right, I think a lot of people are angry, and not excluding myself. There's a lot of media in America right now that's really angry about what went on, and just let's look at it back. Everyone makes mistakes. I make mistakes. I'm not free of any mistakes. I've made them too in my past, and let's make it right. That's all.
Has anything crazy like this ever happened to you before in a match? I mean, I don't know that I've ever seen. I've watched a lot of fights, and I don't know that I've ever seen anything like this happen, where it was just so weird.
Yeah, it was really weird because the fight just kept going on. If I was punching him back of the head, then you stand it up, right? And I get a point, or you don't let me knock the guy out. I knocked him out. Like, he turned his head and they just let me keep hammer fisting him. Stand it up. If there's illegal shots going on, stand the fight up.
One more thing. Do you think that he intentionally turned his head? So, I mean, was that?
I don't know, but that's not intelligently defend yourself, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
I agree.
We all have an obligation to intelligently defend ourselves. That's not intelligently defending yourself.
Thank you, Eddie. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you, Andrew. One last question from David Castillo, Rusty Cage MMA. David, please, with your question. Thank you.
Hey, Eddie, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, how's it going? Dave from Rusty Cage. So, Eddie, you're a big veteran of the sport. You've gone through all the highs and lows. Does a DQ sometimes feel a bit worse than a loss because it's an unresolved issue? I think someone said the cloud.
Not this one in particular is, there's something not right about it. So, it doesn't, this one, I mean, not all DQs, not all DQs. Some DQs make sense, it make total sense. You can see a guy's intent. You can see how things were done. You say it was done maliciously, or it was blatant. This was a clean fight. This was a win. This was a clean fight, and it was a win. It was not a disqualification, and I just want them to make it right so bad. I go back, I watch the footage, and then I'm seeing an outpouring of media everywhere. Angry, like really angry.
Sure. Well, thank you so much for the time, Eddie, and thank you for handling this with such class and taking the time. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, David, and thanks, Eddie, for joining us. Really, we're really sorry about what happened, and please take a good rest, and we hope to see you back real soon.
Yeah. If you guys can all say a prayer, and keep Yuri in your prayer to make sure everything's okay. Thank you. Thank you for your questions.
Thank you, Eddie. We will be joined, that was Eddie Alvarez, and we will be joined by Demetrious Johnson shortly. So thank you so much, members of the media, for staying with us. Hi, joining us now is Demetrious Johnson. Hi, DJ. Thank you so much for your time. We have media here with questions, and we will get right into it. The first question is from Leon Jennings of Asian Persuasion MMA. Leon, please, with your questions.
DJ, how are you feeling about the result now, a little bit of time after the fight?
I'm a little, you know, it's frustrating. You know, I watched the fight about four or five times and saw the exchange that, you know, took me out of the fight. But, you know, like I said, when I was in the cage, you know, you do this sport long enough, it's bound to happen. You know, do I want it to happen? Absolutely not. But, you know, the fight was going just like we trained. You know, Adriano loves to run. If you look at all his fights, when he's fought Kairat Akhmatov, Gehi Eustaquio, he's very passive about the way he goes about fighting. He never pushes the pace and gets the fight going. He's always looking to go about his fights that way. And, you know, I'm the type of athlete, I'm going to push the pace. You know, that's where I got my name. That's how I became the household name. And just an exchange, I got me, uppercut, and then slipped. And then he had me on the ground, and I was going in for an underhook, and he just blasted me in the face with a knee, and that's all she wrote.
When would you like to compete again?
You know, I'm not in a rush to compete again, to be honest with you. I mean, this was a long camp, 18 months off. You know, I'll go back home, hang out with the wife, kids. We have some vacations planned. My son's dirt bike season's about to start, so I'm about to start riding dirt bikes. So, you know, when you're doing this for so long, it's not about, you know, trying to fight. It's about enjoying the ride. Fight week was awesome. You know, I had a smile on my face, seeing my teammates feel laugh. So we'll see. You know, we'll get home and see what's going on.
And lastly, was his height and reach a bigger problem than you thought it would be?
No, it was just his running, his the way he went about the fight. I mean, you know, the ref said action, and you know, I did my part, just going forward and pressing the pace. You know, maybe I was too overzealous to get to him, right? But you know, I'm not going to go in there and let him dictate, you know, where the fight went. I wanted to get the fight going and pressure, but you know, it is what it is.
Actually, one more last quick question. What do you make of Eddie Alvarez at the end of his fight?
It's unfortunate, man. It's part of the sport, right? It's like, what do you do, right? For me, it's like the crappy thing about the sport is like you hit him here, he hit him here, hit him in the ear. But yeah, this is going to mess up your equilibrium. Your body's not designed to take a shot right here. So, and then he turned his head more and he hit him here a couple times. So it's like, you know what? All right, you got disqualified. All right, on to the next one.
Okay.
Thanks, Leon. The next question from Eddie Goldman, NHB News.
Yo.
Sorry. Okay. Can you hear me okay now?
I can hear you now.
Okay, great. Thanks. You talked about the knee that he landed where you were on the ground. For many years, of course, when you fought in the UFC, you couldn't do legally that move. How have you adapted to, since being in one championship, to these rules where this obviously is a legal move? And which set of rules do you like better?
I like these rules. Like I said, it's a progression of a fight, right? So I went down on my back. I was coming up an underhook. Adriano had me posted. He blasted the knee. The fight's over. It was done. I don't get any more concussions. It's just done. And it was a different position I've been in. Like I said, Adriano did a good job of using his length. He fully extended me and landed at the knee.
Okay, and you said you're going to take some time off. Any idea when you might be coming back?
Yeah, maybe the fall, maybe Christmas. We'll decide what I want to do. I mean, I got 6 fights left, I believe, on my contract. And for me, I'm in the room talking to my teammates. I'm like, you know what? Like 6 fights left. Let's make it the best of it. Maybe I'll try my hand. The beautiful thing about one championship is I'm sure if I go home and I let Chacho know, I was like, you know what? I want to try a kickboxing fight. Why not? Like everybody's so focused on like always trying to be the best in the world. And don't get me wrong, I'm trying to be the best in the world. But when you've been the best in the world for 6 years straight, it's almost like you don't want to put that pressure on yourself, right? So for me, I'm like, shit, why not? Let's maybe try a kickboxing fight with big gloves and say, I had a professional kickboxing fight. So we'll see. I mean, I'm not even thinking about anything and trying to get back home with my wife and kids and see what's up.
Would you want at some point a rematch with Adriano?
If I work my way back up to that point, right? I mean, I think he pretty much finished. He finished me, right? So, I mean, if the fight was closer, the fight was, contested, or I had him in some trouble or whatnot, then yeah, I can see one of a rematch. But he went out there, did his thing. He put me away. I've never been finished before in my whole entire career, and in profession, I've been finished in the gym before, but. Yeah, I mean, I think Adriano can go off now and defend his belt more to some up-and-comer, Kairak top, or wherever else he wants to fight.
All righty, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Eddie. The next question is from MMA Fighting, Damon Martin. Damon, please.
Hey, DJ, I know you had talked about the rules difference before this fight when you were talking about the Peter Yan Aljamain Sterling fight, and then kind of in a bizarre twist, it ends up happening in your fight. Do you feel like, I mean, obviously, I know you said you wish that rule change would happen, but I mean, is that just kind of like the evidence of that that move works? It unfortunately didn't go your way tonight, but obviously that is part of the sport you actually support.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, it ended the fight. I wasn't stalling one bit. You know what I mean? Like I was trying to get up and fight, and I got blasted with a knee. My very first fight in one championship, I did it to Yuya Wakamatsu, and I'm getting the finish. Like it's meant, the rule is meant to be there to keep the fight progressing and end the fight, right? So if Adriano wasn't able to land that knee, yes, I would still been in that fight, but he would have to do something totally different. So I'm totally content. What happened with, I'm not like that rule should be taken out. That's what the rule was. Adriano used it to his advantage, and I was on the other end of the stick.
You've never been a guy to make excuses, and even though in one championship you've been maybe slightly undersized against some of the bigger guys at this flyweight division, you've never made that excuse. But did you feel any of that with Adriano? I mean, we saw the size difference in there, but in terms of like his power, things like that, like did you notice that in the fight?
No, not at all. Like everything he did, we knew exactly. Like when I tell you guys this, we knew that he was going to run, circle a lot, And there's two ways you can play this game. You can play the game as, okay, I'm going to sit back and wait for you to cross distance and play the range game, or I'm going to come get you. I decided to come get him to keep the fight pressing. And I fought guys like this before. John Knotton, he's another guy who likes to counter and wait for guys to cross distance, land the big punch. But that's never been my style, right? My style is always to go out there and push the pace and get things going. And in the first exchange we had, when I landed that knee to the stomach and they came close and I almost landed that knee in the clinch, just inches away from the jaw. If I would have landed that, that would have been end of the night, I believe. But, you know, it's the fight game. It happens.
Last one for me. You mentioned, maybe you get the itch to do a kickboxing fight, or maybe you do a grappling match. I know obviously One Championship does that as well, but I know this is only a question I'm asking because unfortunately you came out on the wrong end of this one. But how much does the championship matter to you at this point in your career? Because it seems like, you were champion for so long in the UFC. You've kind of been there, done that part of it. Would you like to have kind of some fun fights and things like that right now? Not to say you can't get back to the championship, but like, how much does that weigh on you now?
I mean, I think at the end of the day, one of the things that the reason why I came on One Championship is that I have options, right? Like I feel if I want to do a kickboxing match, I can do that. Obviously, yes, I can go back into mixed martial arts, work my way back up to a title shot. But, I'm just going to go home and just chill and relax. I'm like, what do you want to do next? Like, would you like to try your hand at kickboxing? Like maybe I try kickboxing, I go out there and I get the bricks blown off me. But at the end of the day, it's about trying and exploring. Like you get one career. Right? You get one career and I want to make the best of it. And to be able to say that I've done a professional kickboxing under One Championship will be dope. So, we go home, relax, let my body heal and go from there.
Thank you, DJ.
Thank you.
Thank you, Damon. Next question from Nisi Icasiano, IB Times.
Hi, DJ. Can you hear me?
Yep, you loud and clear.
To some, you fighting at 135 pounds doesn't sit well. I believe this was also asked during the pre-fight press conference. But after this fight against Adriano Moraes, do you plan to stick around at flyweight, or are you already thinking of moving down to strawweight?
I can't make strawweight, and if I could, I wouldn't want to go through, the body. I have no interest in drinking 2 gallons of water for 2 weeks straight to make 125. It's just, I'm in that part of my career now where I'm not worried. I mean, yes, it's a disadvantage that I have to worry about with the size difference, but I'm not worried about it. Like fights, I had a good talk with Eddie Alvarez out here and he was like, dude, everything you did was perfect. Like you pushed them, you crossed the distance, you were throwing good exchanges, weren't really overextending, and you came up, you got hit with the knee, and it is what it is.
Thanks, DJ.
Let's see. Next question from Jim Barceloni from Miami Herald. Jim, please proceed with your question.
All right. Can you hear me okay, DJ?
Yep.
Okay, great. Hey, what does this say about Adriano? I mean, got a big victory, obviously, over you tonight. And just especially to American fans. I know he trains here in South Florida, American Top Team, but he's been at one. And just how this can sort of pick up his legacy or his criteria with the American fans.
Yeah, I think, for Adriano is a good win for him, a great performance. Went out there and finished me. And I think for him, it's just him, keep on writing his story and getting introduced more to American fans. He's just got to keep on being active and fighting and put on great performances.
And tonight was the one on TNT April Series debut. And geez, we had a little bit of everything tonight, it seemed. What were your thoughts of just bringing this over here and you helping get this over here and some familiarity to this, to America?
Yeah, I thought it was a good show. I think One Championship did an amazing job collaborating with One on TNT. And, we had a little upset with, sorry about that. There was a little upset with Eddie Alvarez and Yuri Lapikis. It happens, right? I'm a type of guy where you look at the results and you move on with your life. If you sit here, when I've lost to Dominic Cruz, Brad Pickett, I sit there and I dwell on it, and it did absolutely nothing for me, right? So for me, it was an amazing night for One Championship, for Adriano Moraes, and now it's on to the next one.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. The next question is from Dylan Bulker, My MMA News. Dylan, please.
Hey there, Demetrious. I was noticing the fact that you've mentioned a couple times the desire to take some kickboxing kind of bouts there. And I'm kind of curious in a broader sense, because one has also done, submission grappling, left way, even just a myriad of martial arts. Are there any other arts you're interested in competing in with one?
I think the biggest one is probably kickboxing. I have no interest in Muay Thai and little gloves. I think kickboxing, submission grappling would be dope, but a lot of things can happen in submission grappling. You can, tear your ACL, LCL, some major ligaments, and that'll keep you out of competition for a long time. So I've always been a big fan of kickboxing, K1 days, and seeing the guys throw their combination and how they're able to cross distance. And it's one aspect of it. So like I said, I have a little more time left in my professional career, and I don't want to look back on it and be like, man, I should have did a kickboxing match. I have the opportunity, but like I said, this is all stuff that's coming to my brain now when I'm in the room with my teammates, and I'm just like, you know what, like let's just enjoy this, and maybe we do a kickboxing fight. We'll see.
Awesome. Thanks for the time, Demetrious.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dylan. Next question from Nick Atkin, South China Morning Post.
Hey DJ, thanks for talking to me. I just wanted to ask that there's another fight coming up in your division, Yuya Wakamatsu against Reese McLaren. Just how do you see that one going? It's going to be on one of these TNT cards.
That's gonna be a good fight. I think Yuya Wakamatsu obviously has the striking power. He's very fast, light on the feet, can cross distance very well. And Reese McLaren, great grappler. He's battle tested on the feet as well. He's fought my teammate Bibiano Fernandez. So I think it's gonna be a great fight, and it's going to come down to who's able to capitalize and make the right adjustment and execute their game plan.
You've obviously fought Yuya before, but if Reese goes out there and gets a good win, is that someone you might consider for your return? I know he was a bit upset. He'd lost that semi-final in the Grand Prix, and he was really looking forward to fighting you in the final. So would that be interesting to you?
Yeah, I'm not really worried about what's next for me. The only thing I've been thinking about, honestly, is just if I was to come back to decide what I would want to do, and it's been leaning more. We've been talking about kickboxing and all whatnot. So, I mean, anything, I'm up for anything, whatever's I'm going to have fun with and enjoy doing.
All right. Thank you so much, DJ.
Yes, sir.
Next question from Jake Stofnavorsky from Rusty Cage MMA. Jake, please proceed with your question.
Hey there, DJ.
Yo.
I just want to say congratulations on winning that Grand Prix. I don't think you lost to Cejudo, so that's 17 victories in a row. It's a pretty amazing run. I'm just curious, after being so vocal about knees to a grounded opponent, how you felt they should be legal. Does it feel ironic to you that your one loss after all this time comes via a knee to you while you're grounded?
No, not at all. I mean, what if I didn't say anything? I'm not worried about it, guys. Like I said, I believe in these rules. I believe they're put into place for a reason, and it's just a different aspect of the game that you have to go to evolve around, right? Like, I know this isn't a street fight, and we're not fighting in the street, but if you knock somebody down, you can blast them in the face, and that's essentially what happened tonight. Is I was on my back, I was trying to get up, I had my arm in there, and he delivered a phenomenal knee and he took me out. There's no other way you can write it. I'm totally supportive of these rules. I'm not saying that should have never happened. I mean, yeah, it's don't know what you guys want from me when you guys keep asking the same question about that knee that he hit me with. Because if the roles were reversed, I would have blasted his ass too.
You're quite gracious. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Peter, we have 2 more questions for you, and then we'll let you go. The next question is from Andrew Fegley of Nightline Sports Network. Andrew, please.
Yeah, hey DJ, appreciate you taking my question. You've never been finished before in all these fights. What does that do, and how do you return from that mentally? Is that something different, or is it just that Is it different than what you normally go through, I guess, is what I'm trying to ask.
No, I don't think so. I feel like for me, I feel like this one, I'm able to digest this a little bit more. I know Adriano is going to be tough. And yeah, it sucks, but I'm very mature. I'm a very mature athlete. And like I said, you can sit here and sulk and be mad at yourself. And like I said, I watched the fight 5 times already. So it's not like, you know, I'm like, God, you know what happened? I don't know what happened. So I know what happened. And now it's just about going back home. And, you know, like I said, I've lost before and I've won before. Nothing never changes. I'll go home, relax with the kids and the wife, spend time with them, get back in the gym and get back on the horse. Right. So this is no different. I've never been finished before my professional career. I didn't think I'll be able to handle it this way. But like I said, I think it's just a maturity of where I'm at, and I know why I'm doing it. I know why I'm putting my body on the line and competing.
Well, it seems like you're handling it really well, and I wish you all the luck in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Andrew. The last question from Singapore Strike Sports.
Hi, DJ. Can you hear me?
You're loud and clear.
Okay, so you say that you might take a break from fighting. For Adriano Moraes, who do you think is the next person to able to fight for his championship? Who do you think he's qualified enough to challenge Adriano Moraes?
Who do I think is next to fight Adriano Moraes for his title?
Yes, that's correct.
You know, I think Kairat Akhmatov, I think he just won his last fight. You know, you have a big fight between Yuya Wakamatsu and Reese McLaren. You know, Reese McLaren won his last fight. Yuya Wakamatsu has knocked out 2 people. So he's a hot rising star. So it's up to the matchmakers of one championship to decide who they're going to have fight. But I think, you know, those 3 names right there are, you know, ones who are on a nice little streak that can probably pose some problems to Adriano.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much, DJ, for your time. Please take care, and we hope to see you back real soon.
Thank you, Tammy. Have a wonderful day.
You too. Take care.
All right.
Dear media friends, thank you so much for staying with us till the end of the interview session. Unfortunately, Adriano Moraes can't join our media session. So we have come to the end of the One on TNT One post-event interviews. Thank you again for joining us and for asking questions. If you need further information, please do not hesitate to contact the One PR team at pr@onefc.com. And here's wishing all of you a great week ahead. Take care, and we'll see you real soon.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tammy.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Whoa. Hello. Here I am. That was the One on TNT post-event press conference, media interviews, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, we come to an end. I was expecting Adriano there, so a bit early. But if anyone has any questions, please ask away. I can hang around for a little bit. Should probably go and eat something soon because it's been about 5 hours now of constant working, and I got an interview coming up a bit later. But what's up? Chris is in the chat. Why no Adriano? Tammy Chan, head of PR, just said he can't make it. I don't know why. Maybe he's getting some kind of medical check or what have you. I'm not sure why he would need one. He didn't seem to be hurt at all. Chris is eating a pizza by the pool. Nice. I wish I could do that, but I'm going to be working all day. Got plenty of reaction there from Eddie Alvarez, Demetrious Johnson to get through, especially. Also, we saw Reug Reug and Raimond Magomedaliev there. Plenty of reaction. What a huge day that was. An unexpected day. I didn't expect things to go that way. It has been a crazy morning. So, yeah, here's another question from Chris. You think Eddie or DJ will move down in weight class? Well, DJ was just asked about it, if he thinks he might move to strawweight, and he just flatly said no. He doesn't want to put his body through that. So I think he's gonna stay in flyweight. He talked a lot about possibly doing kickboxing, trying that out. Why not? I don't think he's got any concrete plans for his return yet. It seems like he'll sit back and wait a little bit, maybe see how the division plays out. Because, yeah, if Yuya Wakamatsu beats Reese McLaren, maybe Yuya's earned it. If he gets another finish or something, a rematch with DJ might work. I think if Reese beats Yuya, that's maybe a good fight for DJ to come back. Maybe Akhmatov, and he might get the next shot they were talking about. Early prediction says Alan Bones Jones, McGregor versus Poirier 3 and One Way versus Burns. Thanks for fantastic content, man. I think McGregor and Burns in those fights, but don't take it from me. I am not very good at picking fights, as you can see on our Fanatics Fantasy MMA group. Dylan was there in the media conference. He was saying, I was like, DJ would bite on me mentioning Letway. Yeah, I don't think DJ's mad enough to do headbutts. You know, man's got kids. As for Eddie, Chris also asked, would Eddie move down in weight class? He kind of hinted at it a little bit. He said, these guys are getting bigger every time I come back. So I think he wants the title shot now. He doesn't want to hang around. He wants to get that title, and it sounds like maybe that could be the end of his legacy. It seemed he was saying a lot like I'm a young 37, I'm not going to retire, but he seemed to hint at something about not wanting to hang around in lightweight because everyone's getting bigger than him. So I don't know, you could see him move down. I think that would be good. There's some good fights there. One's featherweight division. You've got Tan Lee, Gary Tonin, Martin Nguyen, who was supposed to fight. They were supposed to fight this afternoon, him and Kim Jae-young, but that fight is now off of next week's one on TNT to co-main event. Such a shame for Martin. It's so annoying. Go through all that. Fly from Australia, do a camp in Florida, fly to Dubai, gets another layover flight from Dubai to Singapore, sits behind someone on the plane who tested positive for COVID. Martin himself then tests negative for COVID, but he's still out of his fight. And I think I'm going to speak to Martin, a little bit later this afternoon. I'll try and get all the details from him, everything else. That's all I could find out. Who are the best and most logical opponents for Eddie and DJ? Yeah, DJ I'd like to see against Reese or Yuya. Probably the best options for him. It's a shame. I would like to see DJ try and go down a weight class there. I think he could wipe the floor with everyone. Maybe just see the DJ of the old from the UFC. He's been winning in one, but it's not been kind of dominant and impressive. So depends. But as I said, he expressed no interest in doing any of that. So I think the book's closed on that. But Eddie, the best opponent is. I think see what happens with Yuri. If there's not a long medical layoff or anything like that, maybe try and get it in on the next live show on TNT4. If they can overrule it as a no contest, something like that, and then have that fight on again, that would be perfect. Otherwise, I don't really know, because Eddie lost that fight technically. So can you then move him up to Daggy, who is number 1 ranked above Yuri? Maybe. We'll see. And then you've got Shinya in the mix. If he beats Sage Northcutt, I know he's going to push maybe for that Eddie trilogy, or Chatri will push for that. Plenty of fights out there for Eddie, but I think he feels annoyed because this was his chance to maybe really secure a big win and get the next title shot against Christian Lee, or get that rematch against Timothy Nastyukhin. My day got ruined, says Erga V. DJ got knocked out. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. I had predicted a Moraes win, but I said by decision, so I didn't see that coming. Excellent performance, by the way, from Adriano Moraes. Who bet on Moraes get big money? Yeah, I think I picked it on Fanatics, so I didn't actually put money on it, but maybe I should have. If DJ goes down, says Chris, he can go straight into a title fight. Passion versus DJ out in Manila, full crowd, Red Horse beer, great times. Absolutely, Chris. That would be a great day. Joshua Pasio against Demetrious Johnson. I'd love that fight. And there's a bunch of good guys in that division. A bunch of fun fights DJ can have. Best next fight for Moraes. Alan asking, Akhmatov, maybe. I mean, is Akhmatov fighting? Let me bring up these rankings here. 1 second. All over the place at the moment. Okay, Akhmatov. So, yeah, maybe Akhmatov's going to fight Kingad because they were going to fight in Singapore late last year, I think. So they might be running that fight back. And then the winner of that could be Adriano's next challenger, but obviously DJ's already beaten Danny Kingad. I think if Yuya or Reese gets a spectacular finish, the winner of that could fight Adriano, or Akhmatov might get the winner of that one. I think Adriano is probably just itching to get back in there as soon as possible because he's had 2 years off. And he didn't take much damage, did he? So why not fight again? But as I said, Reese and Yuya are fighting today, I think. So they'll be, depends on what happens with them. That's the real one to watch at the moment. I don't know what's in play with Akhmatov and Danny Kingad. But it's interesting, isn't it, guys? Bader or Makeda. I'm not actually too smart or clued up on Bellator. I'm sorry. Signed Collectibles 1. Maybe one of my co-hosts in the chat there, Chris Edwards Bailey, could give his prediction in the chat in the comments. Anyone else? Yeah, if you still have any other questions, I'm happy to answer. Otherwise, I'm going to get typing up on some articles, some reaction. It's been a crazy day. What a start to one's TNT run. I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing what happened, because I think a few people have said I've never seen so many people talking about one. I mean, that's got to be good. There's a lot of buzz, isn't there? I think Chatri would have wanted ideally Eddie and DJ to win today, but the manner of Eddie's loss caused a lot of controversy. You've got everyone talking about it, all the American media, lots of high-profile UFC fighters, all weighing in on it. It might be a good thing for one. Controversy creates cash. You know what I mean? I'm sure it generated a lot of buzz. I'm sure the viewing figures are going to spike on TNT there. I'm sure everyone was texting their friends like, oh my God, have you just seen what happened with Eddie Alvarez? Switch the channel, turn on TNT. Same for Demetrious Johnson. I'm sure everyone was buzzing and saying, you've got to turn this on. DJ just got knocked out for the first time in his career. Maybe the worst case scenario turned into the best case scenario for one championship, and it might create a big rating for them, which would be perfect way to start off this month where they've got 4 cards. Can they carry that momentum into next Friday? One on TNT 2. Sorry, next Friday. Wednesday, US time, Thursday morning here. Still thinking of the old days for one championship shows in Asia. Yeah, can they carry that momentum? You've got Christian Lee against Timothy Nasty. You can title fight headlining the card. They have lost the co-main event there. Like I was saying, Martin Nguyen is now out of that one. So we'll see if that interest holds up. If there is interest and buzz from today, will it carry over? Christian Lee, is he a big enough star to carry a card? We'll see. We'll see. It's a big moment for him. Obviously, I hope the best for one. Hope they can get good ratings because I like to see them succeed and generate more interest. It's always good. Always enjoy the fights there. Oh, here's another question. Alan Bones Jones again. Thank you, Alan, for all your questions. If you could see one UFC top 15 135 versus Moraes, who would it be? Oh my goodness. So we're talking maybe Jan. Someone asked this question the other day to DJ on the media conference, like, who is the best out of that circle? And there are some amazing fighters there. I'd like to see that. What I did like was Aljamain has been tweeting a lot about the knees and everything like that. Trolling away. It was slightly ironic, wasn't it, that DJ tweeted about the illegal knees to Aljamain, and now he got finished by an illegal knee here. But he took it really well in the press conference. Everyone was asking him about that, if he found it ironic, and he just laughed it off. Do you see how many? Do you know how many fights Eddie or Mighty Mouse have left on their one contract? Eddie, I'm not sure. DJ has 6 fights, he just said, I think, in that press conference. You got to think Eddie is on a similar contract, because that's a 10-fight deal then for Demetrious. And I know they like to sign their top guys and girls down to 10-fight deals. Ong Lan Sang signed one a couple of years ago. Martin Nguyen signed one a couple of years ago, or last year. So I would imagine Eddie still has 7 fights on that deal. And yeah, that's plenty of time, isn't it? Plenty of fights, plenty of years. So I don't think they're going anywhere anytime soon. We could expect to see Eddie back, definitely. But Demetrious expressed a lot of interest there in fighting kickboxing. I don't know. I'd rather see him fight MMA, do what he's best at. Yeah, okay. Maybe that's all she wrote. Oh, no, here you go. Turntrovert Goose says, Chachi just tweeted his thoughts on Eddie and Yuri fight. Why don't I bring those up on screen then? Should be interesting. Let's see what Chatri said. Did he tweet or was it Facebook, Turntrovert Goose? Because he tends to just write these big things on Facebook. I'm logged out of my Facebook and I can't remember my password. That sucks. Yep, that didn't work. I'll try and find it on my phone then. I think I'm still logged in there. 1 second, everyone. Chatri Sichurtong. Let's see what he said. I can't see anything on there. Maybe where did you see this, Turntrovert Goose? Instagram or something? Fill me in. Let's try and find out what he said. Gordon Liu says, I love Rich Franklin, but I think they should just stick with Michael Chiavello and Mitch Chilson in the booth. They have a proven dynamic and things run more smoothly if it's those two commentating. Yeah, I like that Mitch and Michael combination. I like when Rich does it with them. There's 3 of them in the booth. I think that's always better. It's always good to have that, high profile ex-fighter on a booth. Just they have knowledge and experiences that others don't have. I know Mitch just fought before, but I think Rich Franklin, former legend of UFC. And I think they did it because they wanted that appeal to, kind of casual MMA fans might know who Rich Franklin is, obviously, when they see him on TNT. It was all about just reaching an audience who don't normally watch one championship. I think that's what the whole point of these cards were. Let's see if it pays off. Let's see if the lead-in from AEW helped. AEW had a big show with Mike Tyson on earlier. That would have brought in a lot of eyes from casual fight fans, I'm sure. See if they stuck around. Chris says, all in, I think it was an unsuccessful event. Turntrovert Goose says, sorry, it's on one championship. Do you mean on their Twitter account? Let's have a look. These are Chatri's thoughts on the fight. All right, yeah, I can share that in the screen here. Let's bring that up. Let's hear what Chatri said. Thanks for the tip-off, Mr. Goose. Here we go. Share that screen. Chrome tab. All right, audio is on. Let's have a listen to Chatri. Run it back to the beginning. Wow. Did you all hear that? So Chatri says illegal blows, 4 or 5 illegal blows. Not sure how well that's going to go down with Eddie. Eddie said they were not illegal shots at all. Chatri thinks they are. That's difficult in Eddie's attempts to get this overturned to a no contest. If the boss man thinks you're wrong, I wouldn't want to be in that room when those two talk about this fight. Chris said it was successful, unsuccessful. Yeah, I thought you said it was successful. Sorry if it sounded like I said unsuccessful. I think it was all in all, I think it was a successful event. I said successful, so probably sounded wrong. I wasn't trying to stitch you up there, Chris. You know me. I wouldn't do that. I thought it was a successful event too. But Chatri there, wow. They said they reviewed the fight. They reviewed the blows, and he thinks there were 4 or 5 illegal blows from Eddie Alvarez. So it doesn't look like Eddie's going to get a rematch. That's a tough position to be in. Just what a disaster for Eddie, right? After everything he's gone through in one, the debut, the way that went down, the drama of the flying fight and the ankle injury, missing the Grand Prix final because of that injury he had in the flying fight. Had to wait out a year and a half. 2 fights fell through. I think he had bout agreements sent out for Daggy, and that fell through. So then this happens. It's going to take a lot of mental strength to come back from this disappointment, but I'm sure Eddie will do it. I hope it's soon. I just hope they can find someone, the right opponent for him to maybe fight on that next live TNT card on April 29th. Alan, AEW or NXT TakeOver Night 1, they were pretty good shows. I haven't watched either, Alan. I'm going to catch up on them when I got a chance. It's been a hectic week, actually. I think WrestleMania on Sunday after the UFC, because the UFC's on in the middle of the night here. No, thank you, Alan, as well, for always watching and commenting. I appreciate the support. One of our top fans is Alan. And everyone who watches it, I appreciate it. Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed these streams we've had this week. I'm going to have Martin Nguyen in 45 minutes, I think, interviewing him. So that interview should be up a little bit later today, and we can break down exactly what happened with this fight, why it was cancelled. Please remember to give us a like and a subscribe and all that. I don't have Chris here to do the thing. Chris is the best at promoting the channel and telling you to watch, like, subscribe, all that. So you just got me. Please do it. If you haven't pressed already, hit the buttons down there, the like button, the subscribe, the notification thing that lets you know when we're going live and all that. Eat before you interview, Martin suggests Chris. Sounds like a good idea. Got 44 minutes to find some food. Make a mad dash down to the streets of Siang Pun below me. Yeah, and remember to check out the Fanatics app. I'll just bring up the link here. Sorry, I'm kind of winging it solo, guys. I'm not the best solo presenter. I need my wingman, Chris, JHK. But check that yellow banner there going across. Go to getfanatics.app/SCMP. You can download the app. Make all your picks for the rest of these one on TNT cards. Make your picks for the UFC Fight Night on ABC2, that one, on Sunday or Saturday, wherever you are in the world. It's got Bellator on there as well. Ryzen, I think. KSW. Everything. It's a crazy month. There's so much MMA. Fight Circus as well. But we're going to, our group, SCMP MMA group, join our group. You can compete against me, Chris, John, JHK, Andrew Whitelaw, all the other guys. And Leon's not on there. He refuses to use it. Make your picks. It's fun. There's a chat group. We all talk nonsense in there. And yeah, we'll be back. I'm not sure when. What day is it? Thursday. I'm going to take a couple of days off just to relax. But I'll be back Sunday or Saturday night for the UFC. I'm sure we'll do a preview maybe at some point. And then we got straight back into it next week for one on TNT 2. The grind never stops. So we'll see how the rest of the card falls apart or stays together. Hopefully stays together. Hopefully no more cancellations or COVID tests and things like that. And we'll keep going. Thank you again, everyone. I am going to get out of here. Appreciate it all once again. Hope you enjoyed the show.